Imagine if you could completely reset your relationship with your teen. Get beyond everything that's getting in the way currently and feel close with them again. Imagine sitting happily together and just talking openly. Instead of doing everything they can to get away from you, they might actually come to you to hang out for simple, loving interaction, support, and advice, perhaps. Picture it and feel what that would be like for you if they came and sat on your bed in the evening, told you a bit about their day or what's going on for them, maybe asked you if they could speak to you about something or if you could do something together. What if they hugged you again, spontaneously and naturally, perhaps for the first time in years? Imagine if your daily role was just an easy flow of loving and supporting them, if they showed respect for you and the atmosphere at home was calm and peaceful. They were open to you, nice to you, pleasant to be around. They were happy to do little things for you, to give back, take responsibility and contribute around the house in simple or significant ways. Imagine if your teen found a way to apply themselves in school without you having to be on their backs the whole time about it. If they naturally started enjoying learning more and therefore getting much better results. Imagine if you started to actually admire your teen again, to see the positive changes in them and to feel that love from the early years returning in a new, more equal and more adult footing. If you could find a way of being together again where you feel close and are naturally collaborative and offer mutual support in the face of all of life's challenges. Imagine if the teenage years could start to feel like a great adventure for both of you, a jumping off point where anything and everything suddenly seems possible for all of you in your current and future lives. Imagine if you could really take full advantage of these precious remaining years together to start to build a relationship for a lifetime. Now, I know this might sound pie in the sky for some of you, but everything you've just heard is based on what parents I've worked with have told me directly. They've achieved through the work we've done together in recent years, telling me that they can't believe it, that their child has come into their parents' bedroom and sat on the end of the bed, chatting freely with them, or asked if they could do something fun together, or hugged them again for the first time in a long time. Suddenly, and sometimes literally overnight, their teen's attitude has changed, softened, opened up in a new and really stunning, thrilling, and very touching way. Because parenting a teen for a lot of us can be torturous, bewildering, exasperating, extremely distressing. They can turn on us quite suddenly, out of the blue. They abruptly don't want to hear anything we have to say. They won't do what they're asked. They're making all kinds of erratic and ill-considered decisions. They're giving up everything they're good at. They're settling in with a poor peer group. They're treating us like domestic servants. They're reacting negatively to everything we say and do. We try to motivate or inspire them and they explode. Or we explode. We're always criticizing them. You're always judging me, criticizing me, telling me what to do. Has your teen ever said these exact words to you? We might just be thinking, what? Why never? But they're just thinking like, why can't you just leave me alone? Well, actually, that question's worth considering more deeply at this age and stage. And it's a good segue into the step I'd like you to take today. If you're done with making such a lot of effort as a parent and you're getting, objectively speaking, terrible results, you try and motivate them to do schoolwork, develop a passion or talent they have, and they're utterly demotivated, resistant, giving up, doing the bare minimum. You try and get them to be on their phones less, and they're on them every time your back is turned. Same with healthy eating, sugar intake, or gaming. You try and get them to organize themselves better in the mornings, or have a better sleep time routine, and they're completely disorganized and reckless in their bedtimes and self-destructive in their decision-making around any sort of self-regulation. You try and get them to be more respectful to you and more understanding of living in a shared space with you, and they don't lift a finger. They leave a mess everywhere and just increase the demands for you to serve them even more. Zero awareness outside of themselves and their own needs and desires. If you're done with bad-mouthing your teen, fighting with them, fighting against them, having sleepless nights and tormented days worrying about them, resenting them, or trying to think your way out of your current situation and into a better place, pouring your time, energy, and heart into them to no good effect, then this step could be the starting point of something truly miraculous for you. Many of us have ended up in this situation. We have no idea when or how the wheels came off in our parenting. We know one thing for sure: things are not working with our current approach. We need to change something, and we need to change it fast. What I'd recommend you do, just as this first step, is remove the biggest variable straight away from the picture, and that's your teen. Everything about them and their behavior is unpredictable, unstable, unreliable, unfathomable right now. Bring the focus solely onto yourself. Whether your teen wants to change as well or not, or knows they need to change or not, is irrelevant for this step. And we will, of course, get to them in the next few steps in the series. But just for now, focus on what you can actually control and do something about yourself. How we show up as parents makes a huge difference to how effective we are in the role. Sometimes we lose sight of this in the struggles with our teens. We get so used to putting all the focus on them, obsessing over all that they could do better, we lose sight of our part in it all. Our responsibility to show up at our best, our capacity to manage our own thoughts, speech, and actions to optimal effect in our households and relationships. Well, today, right away, and for the rest of this week, I want you to just let your teen be as they are. So long as it's not harmful to them to retreat a bit or get out of their face, then do it. Take a step back. Keep all the focus for now just on yourself. Focus on just relaxing, not reacting to anything you can let slide, not sweating the small stuff, not sweating even stuff you usually can't let be. Rekindle your love and sense of perspective for your child in this way. Everything that's great about them and everything that's going well. Their qualities and abilities and characteristics that you maybe take completely for granted. And then take this week to take care of yourself first each day. Make sure you're in a fully resourced state to parent from. Put some of the stress and toil you might be tempted to expend on your teen instead into your own well-being and self-care. Take some practical steps this week, like going and seeing a friend and not talking about your kids for once. Have some fun, meet up for a coffee, go to the cinema by yourself in the middle of the day, treat yourself to a massage, and congratulate yourself for all you're doing. Have naps, order in a takeaway, play some sports, sit doing absolutely nothing except breathing and relaxing for 5 minutes. Go for a long walk in a place of simple natural beauty and put the emphasis this week on just chilling out, basically. Winding down your nervous system, the simmering, perpetual tension of parenting. Break the pattern. Drink in the peace, ease, and fresh perspective, the relief to not worry endlessly, ceaselessly, no matter what's currently happening with your child. All is actually well. Give yourself some time to regenerate hope, inspiration, and some perspective. Because we cannot pour from an empty vessel. Many of us as parents attempt to, with disastrous effects, perpetually stressed, overworked, underloved, undernourished, underrespected, undernoticed, and underwhelmed by the apparently appalling results we're getting in the teenage years for all our monumental efforts. Now, you might feel like you just can't do this right now. It feels wrong, it feels jarring, it feels irresponsible perhaps, but actually the reverse is the case. At a certain point, we must relax, we must step back, we must cultivate trust over control of our child. It's a choiceless choice. Our pointless stress is in vain. Huffing and puffing is no longer needed, and we just need to get off the ride to immediately improve things. It's not getting us the results. In fact, it's actively harming our relationship and the other goals we have for our child. Our interference and micromanagement is also corrosive at a certain point of their burgeoning self-leadership. We're getting in the way, refusing to hand over and therefore disempowering them from stepping into the very independence and responsibility we so badly want to see in them, and that they so sorely crave to develop, whether they know it consciously or not. And continuing to control and manage, overtaking the heroic leap of faith into trust, surrendering to the unknown, is a desperate game that leads to ever-increasing frustration, vexation, and conflict between parent and teen. Something's got to give here, and the sooner the better. Time to draw a line and completely change your approach to parenting this precious child. To take a deep breath right now and retire from all the fussing and fighting. To let go and let your child take the reins and step up in all the ways they can. But keep it really simple for now. Just manage your own experience, your own energy levels and sleep, your own stress and joy and well-being. Focus on something other than your teen's problems. Like the emergency landing instructions on a flight, bring the oxygen mask to your own face before you contend to your child's. Let them just continue on as they are, again, so long as it's not currently actively harmful to themselves or others. Take that easygoing vibe into your parenting week. Be well yourself, happy in yourself, fulfilled in yourself first, and then see how that pervades your parenting week. In the coming days, I'm going to share the second part of the parenting training sequence, where we'll explore again in detail and with potentially profound impact how you can transform your parent-child dynamic into mutual empowerment, liberation, and satisfaction. How you can move from constantly butting heads and hitting roadblocks in your daily interactions into open road adventuring, seamless solution orientation, and pervasive ease and fun in your home. So make sure you look out for that email and set aside the time to watch that video too. Can't wait to be with you again then. Meantime, please do put a brief comment below this video telling me just one thing you appreciated. Whatever stuck, whatever struck a chord, whatever you can remember or have noted down. And also, if you'd like to, anything you've committed to implementing with immediate effect. What's the change going to be for you? Thanks so much for watching and being a part of this growing parenting movement, awareness, and community. See you in the next video.